An American citizen had traveled to Israel and Palestine many times before to visit family. She was going through the Allenby crossing when she was detained for more than 14 hours and questioning before being turned away. She, along with many other notable Arab Americans, have reported the same type of treatment. Nerdeen Kiswani is now back in New York, and she spoke with me last week about her experience. I started by asking her to describe what happened.
I was denied entry by Israel into Palestine on the Allenby border in Jordan. I spent so many hours, like from around 11 a.m. until 2 a.m., just waiting and being interrogated, being questioned, being made to wait in bad conditions, just so they can tell me that, just so they can deny me entry into my own homeland.
Well, let's get into the why now then. You were denied entry. In fact, they told you based on your, quote, hostile behavior towards Israel. What do you think you have done that would warrant Israel's response to think that you are so threatening?
I think simply being a Palestinian in itself is a threat to Israel because it challenges their narrative of a people without land for a land without people. Clearly, I'm the kind of person, being a Palestinian, that challenges that narrative. And expressing that here in the United States, you know, using my voice.
I hate your shirt. Shit. I'm gonna set it on fire.
It means the dismantlement of all Zionist institutions. Not only in Palestine, but across the world, especially here in New York City.
Interrogators asked you was, are you political? What does that question mean to you about what the Israelis are afraid of?
I think they're afraid of the truth getting out. When it comes to politics and looking at just the facts alone, the facts work against Israel's favor. I don't even need to be expressly anti-Israel.
1, 2, 3, 4, occupation no more! 1, 2, 3, 4, occupation no more! 5, 6, 7, 8, smash the settler dynasty! 1, 2, 3, 4, occupation no more! 1, 2, 3, 4, occupation no more! 5, 6, 7, 8, smash the settler dynasty! 5, 6, 7, 8, smash the settler dynasty! 1, 2, 3, 4, occupation no more! 1, 2, 3, 4, occupation no more! 5, 6, 7, 8, smash the settler dynasty! 5, 6, 7, 8, smash the settler dynasty! There is only one solution! There is only one solution! Intifada revolution! Intifada revolution! There is only one solution! There is only one solution! Intifada revolution! Intifada revolution! There is only one solution! There is only one solution! Intifada revolution! Intifada revolution! There is only one solution! There is only one solution! Intifada revolution! Intifada revolution!
For Israel to look bad when we talk about it, because everything that they commit and all their actions, just like speaking the truth and just speaking the facts alone is enough to expose Israel's crimes in Palestine. And you know, being like a student, being in the position that I'm in New York City, in the United States, being able to raise my voice much higher than many other people because they're denied that right. You know, like Palestinians living in Palestine are jailed for Facebook statuses, you know, but they can't really do that to me here. So being that voice and being that political voice, as they said, just exposes Israel for.
You said it yourself that they can't, there's only a certain level that they can silence you as you're an American. Of course, being an American, you in a way come from already a place of privilege, considering that according to the UN Relief Works Agency for Palestinian Refugees, there are some 5 million other refugees around the world who are also denied the right to return. But what are considerations that are supposed to be granted to you holding an American passport?
I actually don't necessarily consider it a privilege, because having an American passport just made it a little bit easier for me to acquire that right, but it didn't necessarily grant me like a privilege. It wasn't something, you know, more than what I should be allowed to do regardless. And I know, like, for a fact that my family in Jordan, a lot of my family members in Jordan have never seen Palestine, and they've never been able to go back to their own homeland, whether it was their parents or grandparents that were born there. But I did expect that my U.S. passport would help it, like, would make it easier for me to enter, as I have entered before in 2013 and 2014. But unfortunately, even me being American didn't do anything for me at the border. They treated me just as bad as anyone else did, you know, regardless of what passport they held. And they didn't see me as American first, they saw me as Palestinian first. It doesn't matter to them what passport Palestinians hold. If that's who you are and you speak out against Israel and you just let the world know the truth, it's enough for them to deny you. They don't care whether you're an American citizen or whatever kind of citizen you are.